Hey everybody, how y'all doing? Doing another quick gun review on super cool pistol today. I borrowed it from one of my friends and I'm super excited to get into it. I actually helped that person pick it out. It was her very first handgun and super glad she got it. So with that being said, let's go ahead and get into it. The pistol in question is going to be a SIG P320 X Compact. And this gun is pretty awesome. Pretty awesome. It looks awesome. It feels awesome. Wasn't expecting this gun to feel this way. So, real quick background on it. I took one of my friends from work to a gun store. I showed her CZ P10C, P10Fs, P10Ss, M&Ps, full size, subcompact, compact, Glocks, Canics, VP9s, H&Ks, and then this was the last gun that we looked at, and I saw it in the case because they have their own little like montage of SIGs there. And I looked at it and I was like, well, let's look at this, see what it looks like in your hand, because it looks relatively small. And I was like, there's no way in hell this gun right here is gonna fit my hand. 'Cause again, if you've seen any of my videos, my hands are huge. So we pulled it out of the case. This was the last gun we looked at. She was looking at this gun and a Glock 17, which I didn't really want her to get the 17. I wanted to get the 19, but they didn't have any 19s. So this is the last gun she looked at, and this was ultimately the gun that she picked. After she kind of played around with it, I played around with it, and surprisingly, this gun is bigger than you think it is. It looks really small. My hands are super big. I can get a really nice purchase on this gun. Really nice amount of hand on here, and who knows, maybe I might buy one of these in the near future, just because it's really awesome. So let's just go ahead and get into the actual talking about the pistol. We'll go from the slide down to the bottom of the frame. So again, this is a stock weapon. This gun has never been fired. She let me borrow it for the day. I've never fired it. I'd like to shoot it, see what it's all about, but we'll just kind of talk about what it came with. So front sight's gonna be tritium with a green dot, big green dot, tritium's front sight. Rear sight's blacked out tritium. Now, a real quick note, if you can't tell, the rear sight can be taken off because this is the X Compact optics ready version. So it can fit a SIG optic or a Delta Point optic, which real quick, let me grab it. I don't know if you can see, but I don't want to take this one off and put it on there, but Delta Point optic on there would look pretty awesome. If I had it, I'm running a Delta Point on here. I'm not running a SIG optic, but then again, I don't know anything too much about the SIG optics. I can just go off of what I've seen on YouTube and people just talking how like they're not as durable. So I definitely run a Delta Point on here. But that was a pretty cool option. It's nice to know that they have multiple optics you can run on here besides just their SIG variant. I'm not a big fan of SIG micro red dots. Front serrations, just like the last video I did with the full size SIG, they look really lackluster, but they're really good. Way better than my CZ P10C. Maybe it's just because the slide is super slippery, but I really feel like the design of these, they look relatively the same, but they definitely grab better and operate better. So front serration's really cool. Press check, you need to do that. Manipulate the front of the slide, you're good with that. Rear serrations, every video I talk about it. I never manipulate from here, but if you desperately needed to, or I needed to, I could come over the top and manipulate the weapon system. One thing I didn't mention is that the rear sight, the back rear sight is pretty raised, so you could rack it off a table or rack it off whatever with one-handed manipulations. It's a little bit more raised than, let's say, this Glock right here. So you might have better luck racking the rear sight off of something to get it to chamber around or clear malfunction. With that being said, ambidextrous slide lock, slide release, just like the full-size Glock, not full-size Glock, full-size SIG that I had. I think it's awesome. Grip like this. You're not going to engage it premature, slide lock, slide release. I like normal slide lock, slide release. I don't like the extended version. They get in the way. So this is my grip. So clearly the right side is definitely not going to get in the way. Potentially the left side could get in the way with how small this pistol is. But, and again, I've never fired it, but from the first looks of it, it looks pretty good. Again, SIG P320 series is going to have takedown levers. I love takedown levers. I've talked about it before in previous videos. I like the takedown levers better than I like the takedown pins. So, love those. Very Beretta looking. I like it. Super easy to get the slide off and then run it home and you're good to go. With that being said, we have a flat face trigger in here, and this trigger right here is a lot better than the last trigger that I was messing around with the full size SIG. It was a curved trigger shoe. It feels the same as far as trigger pull and take up and the wall and the brake, but I really like the flat face triggers. I think flat face triggers are the way to go. So it just feels way better in your finger. So if I had that other SIG full size, I'm definitely getting a flat face just like this. This is SIG. You can buy this straight from SIG. Drop it in any P320 that you have. Like it a lot. It's good enough. Definitely better than a Glock trigger. It's not better than the CZ trigger. I like this way better. Definitely better than a curved hinge trigger from M&P. So I like that a lot. Now with the magazine release, just like the other SIG, and just like the 19X, it's gonna have it's not ambidextrous, but what you can do is you can pop this out and run it either side, which I think is superior to running ambidextrous. With the grip, the modern grip everybody has, if I come over here, I could potentially engage the right side, magazine release, prematurely drop a mag, do something stupid, or drop it a little bit and it doesn't chamber another round. So I like the flip-flop. You can do whatever you want with your safety. Real quick, let's get into some specs on this gun. So it's obviously a striker fire 9mm pistol, 15+1 magazine capacity. I don't understand SIG just like throws a dart at a dartboard and was like, hey, this gun we're gonna release with 2 magazines, this gun we're gonna release with 3 magazines. But this gun only came with 2 magazines. 2 magazines, flush fitting, so there's one. And here's the other one. Orange followers, if you're into that kind of stuff. Pretty cool looking. Really, I think it's an awesome looking gun. Awesome looking gun. The barrel length is 3.6 inches long. 3.6 inches long, so it's a relatively short, chubby barrel. It's 25.3 ounces. 25.3 ounces for the SIG X Compact, whereas the full size SIG P320 was 29.5 ounces. Slides nitrated, stainless steel. Again, one thing about the SIG that I think is very forward thinking is that the entire chassis system is removable. So you could switch any of these frames to whatever your liking is, maybe a little bit longer variant. The Wilson Combat ones are super awesome. One of my friends has one. I love that frame. If I had this gun, I'd probably just go ahead and get the Wilson Combat, or I don't know, this does feel pretty good compared to his stock P320 normal frame. But I think that's very forward thinking. You're able to just go ahead and flip flop whatever you want. And then again, the texturing on this is really, really good compared to the full size, the X Compact frame. I really like this texturing. Notice how it comes all the way up. It's not the best in the world. It's not M&P style, but I would say the X Compact is 1,000 times better than the Glock factory stippling. So I really like the stippling. I would probably not change it. I like it a lot. So the difference between the X Compact frame and the P320 Compact is that you're gonna have a more defined undercut. So right here, more defined undercut. You're gonna have a straighter 1911 style rear grip angle. And also you're gonna have a slight magazine well bevel, and that's straight out of SIG's website. To me, it doesn't really look very beveled, but I think just like the, oh, that's a full-size mag. I think just like the full-size variant, it was adequate, and this is better than that version. So if I need to, I can I'm good to go. So I don't know why SIGs are a little weird sometimes. The magazine doesn't want to go in unless the slide's racked. So, but I'm good to go with not even looking at it, and I can find it. So they say it's beveled. It is, just like how the Glock 19X, they said it was beveled, and it's just relatively the same, but it could be a little better. Yeah, so, and that's pretty much the X Compact, the SIG P320 X Compact. This is a super slick gun. I could see myself potentially picking this gun up. The only thing I would kind of wonder about is if it's snappy, because it's a shorter weapon. It could potentially be snappy, but then if you can get the wrist into it, you should be good to go. But this is definitely a gun that's on one of my lists, or on my list to buy. But I'm happy that I could do this review. My friend, shout out to her, she's awesome. Thanks for letting me borrow this. Hopefully, she might be mad at me, but I might take it out to the range tomorrow and just shoot it a couple times just to see what it's all about. But she hasn't even shot it yet, so I might not be a super asshole and shoot it tomorrow. I'm probably gonna wait. But if you like this video, like, comment, subscribe. I really appreciate y'all. Thank you very much for watching my videos and supporting me. Thank you.